Hello, welcome to my channel Champagne and Stitches. My name is Sarah and this is Floss Tube number 5. So welcome back. We're here to find out what I've been up to in the last couple of weeks. So I have one finish for you. I don't have any new starts and I have some works in progress, some whips. So let's start with my finish. My first finish is this one. So this is the big-hearted tiny town, which I was really close to a finish last time round. So if I hadn't finished it, it would have been embarrassing. But this one is now complete. And this is what she looks like. So I done this on a 32 count Belfast linen by Zweigart, and I've used the called for Classic Colourworks and Weeks Dye Works. So I didn't have very much left to do on this one. I just had the tree at the end here, I think, and I actually think that was about it. Maybe some of the back stitching. So I finished that one. I've just got to put some of the beads that come with it on. So there are some extra beads here, but I haven't put beads onto any of my tiny towns yet because I'm just waiting until I finish them all. So now I've got 3. I've got the Christmas tiny town, I've got the Halloween tiny town, and big-hearted tiny town. And I think my next one I'm hoping to do is going to be Seaside Tiny Town. So that's my finish. That's hand in heart, heart in hand even, big-hearted tiny town, all finished and ready to go into, I don't know how I'm going to fully finish them. I need to work it out. So that's that one. So that's my finish. As I said, I don't have any new starts this go round. So on to my whips. The first one I've been working on, this is one of my whip go calls for March. So this is my pot sampler from Historical Sampler Company, and I'm stitching this one on a 32 count linen with the called for DMCs. And before this one was called for Whip Go, I actually hadn't stitched on it in about a year, so I'm quite glad that I got this one out. Just fold up a bit. So I have been working on this pot here in it, and just started coming out onto the shelf there. So I worked out I had to put 1,000 stitches into this one. Actually, let's lie flat. I had to put 1,000 stitches into this one. And I worked out that if I finished the pot and I did this shelf, which just has another row here, same length, slight different colour, and then that's repeated on this side, that would be my 1,000 stitches. So it's actually a lovely stitch, and it does make me wonder why I don't get it out more often. So maybe I will carry on with it. But that one's almost done for my Whip Go call for this month, and then I can put that one away for a little bit. But that is my pot sampler by the Historical Sampler Company, and that one came fully kitted from the Historical Sampler Company. So my other Whip Go call for March was my Fabulous House by Cottage Garden Samplings. So this is part of a series. This is the first one in the series, Santa's House, and I am stitching this one on a 28 count even weave, which I got from Coffee Craft Fabrics, and this is where I am. So this one is completed for my Whip Go call. I wanted to get the house done. So as you can see, I have got the house fully completed, started on some of the snowflakes, I guess they are, that sort of come out from the house. So now I just have to complete the rest of the snowflakes and then do the bits and bobs down here. Really enjoying this stitch. Don't really know what else to say about it. I'm using the called for DMC and the classic Colourworks. There are 2 in there, so I think Plymouth Rock for the roof and Ladybug for the house. So that one is complete as far as whip go is concerned, but obviously I need to carry on with the rest of it. So I think I'm due to start the next one in the series, which is going to be the Cottage, I believe, in April time. So not April, so that would give me a couple of days, in May. So I think I've got about a month left to try to get this one finished. If I don't finish it, it doesn't matter. So that is my second whip, Santa's House. My third whip is this one, so Lola Crow's Greenhouse of Oddities. My aim was to try to get this one to 40% by the end of March. So I've done that. I am currently at, excuse me a minute, to add something on it. So this is where we are. So I think we are now at 41%, something like that. So forgive the hanging threads on this one. I have been working on this one today actually. So last time I was working here around the skeleton. So I finished him, he glows in the dark. I've done some more on the bench here, and I'm just coming down and working on these plants here. So I did say last time round maybe I would try to get this one to 50%. I don't know whether I'll still do that. Obviously her new Sal is coming out in a couple of weeks, so this one I am planning on putting this one away then, but maybe I'll do a little bit more work on it. It would be nice to put it away with 50%. Feels like a good place to be with it. But that is my Greenhouse of Oddities by Lola Crow. There we go. So that's that one. Pop that one down there. My fourth whip is it's another one from Cottage Garden Samplings. Peacock sampler, Peacock Pincushion, sorry. So this is one I stitch on quite a lot every week. As I've said before, I tend to stitch on it before I go into work. And I am doing it on another Coffee Craft fabric. So I think this one is another 28 count even weave. As you can see, this one is coming on well. So the last time we saw this, I was just coming up into these feathers here. So I've completed those, and I may have had the bodies still to do. I'm not sure. I might have done that. I've just started working on up here on these feathers. So this is the edge of the pattern here, and just obviously going to come round and finish. So I'm hoping that one won't take me too long to finish. These ones obviously are quite there's quite a lot of stitches in them. They're quite deceptive. So, but I enjoy it. So I shall carry on with that one. Again, I'm using the called for threads, which are mainly DMCs, but it does have a Weeks Dye Works in it. So that is my Peacock sampler. No, Peacock Pincushion. Brain isn't working very well today. And then my final whip is this one. It is my Year at Hawk Run Hollow by Carriage House Samplings. So I've done January and February, and I'm in March now. And I did say that obviously the February one I spent like the last couple of days of February trying to get done frantically. I thought I'd learned my lesson, but I haven't got very far on March. So currently this is where we are with it. So you can see there the finished January and February, and just going into the March one. So this is on a 32 count even weave by Cedar River Linens, I think it is, in Spindrift. I did say last time round I was going to take it out of the hoop and pop it onto my scroll frames because I felt that I'd damaged some of the fabric here. I did that. I didn't enjoy stitching on it at all when it was in the scroll frame, so I've taken it back off the scroll frame and I'm stitching it again in the hoop. So as you can see, I've completed the lamb here and started on the lion. This is really difficult because there's quite a few different colours here, but they're so close to each other, it's hard to know which colour you've actually put in. So just hoping it's all right. If I'm honest, I'm struggling a bit with stitching this one. I don't want to get behind on it because I know me, and if I did get behind on it, I'm going to struggle to pick it up again and then get further and further behind. So I'm trying to keep up with it. So although I do think obviously that's quite a chunky bit, this is quite a chunky bit, and then maybe the words hopefully won't take me very long to do. So still planning on having this one finished by the end of March so that I can get on to the April one. And then I keep thinking with them that you know, the next square will be easier, it will be less stitching, but actually looking at that April one, that's got a really chunky house in it. I don't think any of them are going to be little stitches, so I've just got to get on with it. So hopefully next time you see this one, I will have finished the March block. But that is my year at Hawk Run Hollow. So it's great. I mean, I really like the way it looks. It's just not my favourite to stitch on at the moment. So pop that one there. And then one more thing I have been working on, which isn't cross stitch the last couple of weeks, is in my finish parade. I showed you a couple of Lynette Anderson quilts that I'd done, little mini quilts. So I've just started working on this one, which is her running reindeer table topper. So it has some quilting in the middle and some stitching, some sort of, I use a light box to transfer these stitcheries onto fabric and then stitch them, and then putting that one together. So that will be quite small, but I've had this pattern for years now, so I think it's probably about time I did it. So my aim was to get the middle block finished, and that's exactly what I did. So this is the middle block, all put together. They were quite fiddly, these little, I think they're sawtooth blocks. So enjoyed that. Don't look too closely. There are a few of them don't quite match up, but on the whole, quite pleased with that. So that will make the central block, and then my next part is to add on that fabric, and then I can start stitching. So that is my running reindeer table topper by Lynette Anderson that I've started. I really enjoy doing these, which is good because I've got quite a few of them, including a full-sized quilt, you know, bed quilt version of one. So I shall be stitching these for a very, very long time. So that's that one. Don't look at the back of that because that's quite messy. So that's what I've been working on since you saw me last for the last couple of weeks. I have a tiny bit of haul, nothing much this time round. I am expecting a couple of things in the post. They're not here yet. I'll talk about those later. But the one thing that I did receive this week was my Classic Colourworks sub threads. So I get 10 threads a month, going in alphabetical order. So I am currently on the C's. So I've got 10 here. So I have got, just quickly, Camouflage. I haven't got my glasses on, so hopefully I can read this. Calico Kitty. So Camouflage is a greeny colour one, Calico Kitty, Candy Jams, and then I've got Candy Corn, which is this one, that's lovely, yellows and oranges, Cappuccino, Campfire, Caramel, Caribbean Waters, whoops, which is this one, I can't read that, Something Berry, genuinely I can't read what that one is, Something Berry, and Cashmere, which is lovely sort of purpley grey blue colour. So I will add those to my little stash of classic colour works, which I'm building up nicely. Unfortunately, I never seem to receive the colours that I need for my next patterns, but never mind. They are just pretty and I like having them. So that was my haul. So really not very much. And then for plans, I don't have many plans actually. The Whip Go calls for April are going to be called in a couple of days. I think it's the 22nd now, so they'll be called on the 25th. And then I can sort of think about what I'm going to do for those. But obviously I need to complete the March block of Hawk Run Hollow. That's about it really. Maybe get to 50% on my greenhouse of oddities. I sort of feel like I want a new start, but I know I've got a couple of new starts coming in April. Obviously the Lola Crow Extraordinary Birds Stitch Along is starting at the beginning of April, so I'll be starting that. I've also got one of the things coming in the post is I've got the Downton, Stitching at Downton box from the Black Needle Society coming, which obviously comes with a pattern to stitch. So quite excited to get that retreat box, see what's in it. I've got my threads ready to go for that and my fabric. So that will be a new start at some point, to be honest. I'm not sure when that's actually starting in April, but it will be at the beginning of April. So I do have 2 new starts planned for April, just not yet, just not in the next week or so. So I'm going to try and hold off starting anything new, because I know once they start, then there's quite a lot to stitch, plus the April block of Hawk Run Hollow will be needing to be stitched as well. So I think I'll just try and keep on with the things that I've got. So Hawk Run Hollow, maybe Greenhouse of Oddities, do some more stitching on Santa's house, and then maybe try and finish An Unexpected Adventure, which I showed you on my last video, which was from Forbidden Fibre Company, because I've just got the words left to do on that one. So hopefully that might be a quick finish if I have a go at that one. But apart from that, just a really, really short video today. So I hope everyone's well, hope you're having fun, hope you're stitching lots, and I will see you later. Thank you. Bye. Finished. Didn't thank anyone, didn't tell anyone to like, comment and subscribe.